what you're doing and listen.
Coming up on the Sports Drive, we're going to have some fun in light of what has been a different kind of March Madness. We're going to break down some of the craziest things that have happened. It just makes sense for this month in our Sweet 16 matchups and get into why can we get over Tom Brady.
Has just become the NFL's all-time leading rusher. Across the middle, it is caught for the first. It's Baldwin shaking free and sprinting down the sideline for the touchdown. His third of the day. Doug Baldwin.
Derek Brooks, who ran back 3 interceptions for touchdowns in the regular season, does it to cement the Super Bowl.
Boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
Both been beaten. The result has come up on screens that Gatlin's taken it. Goodness me, it was a blue American vest. 992 for Gatlin. 992 by the American champion to take gold.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket at Augusta. And this time, his name is Bubba.
Scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trick Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome back to the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM, simulcast each and every day on Blab TV. I'm Chad Brilliante, glad to be with you here as always, alongside our friend. He's got a couple different camera angles going today. I think he's, look at that over there, adding a few extra ones out there for his containment. And this might be a new trend going on. I think we can keep this rolling here. I'm not minding this too bad. Go
Chad,
ahead.
I just want to let everybody know out here it's a nice 70 degrees in the
Isn't it
hallway.
nice?
Got some good lighting going on here. We are staying contained like we're supposed to be. I've already wiped down my area. Not sure about yours.
Well, you need to do that every day, or get a bidet. Oh, the whole area. Okay.
And I've got this energy drink you got me. I appreciate that.
Somebody today was like, "Oh my gosh, those energy drinks, they can get to you, and they can." Well, they used a word that I really don't feel like throwing out, but it can end you, pretty much, is what they said. And I sort of looked over at him like, really? Just like, seriously? We're going to talk about energy drinks today?
Now's not the time.
Today, you're going to worry about that? Nobody's ever said a state of emergency, get everybody in and put the National Guard on the streets because somebody was taking down a Red Bull. That's never happened. I mean, it might get to you. And, yes, I've watched those videos, like poured on the pancakes, or have you seen what, like, you put a lemon in it overnight and what happens? Like, that does scare. We've taken down, like at Ogeron, a couple today. Probably a couple too many. But there's a reason we're doing it, so we can bring you a show after a long day. What I realize is there's a couple things that people will realize real quick. If you're single, you've probably ran out of things to binge on Netflix. And usually we would start by saying, you know, as a sports show, you probably watched all the games. You've been following it, maybe even if you didn't. Shook the die a little out there. Put 50 on a parlay. I did on a monkey, playing some guy in table tennis in Pakistan. Whatever you do. But there's no sports. So now people are making lists, and
They're checking them twice?
They're watching things. And if you're sitting around, you've probably watched a number of them. We're still working in the media and doing what we can. But I do have to say that the Tiger King, we got to see that. Leighton got tucked in last night. Brittany and I got to watch that a little on Netflix. That's worth the time. You know the story? Semi? Know the story?
Semi.
I don't think if anybody has not seen we're on like the second episode. Actually, we were looking, Candy from Cat Country was posting about it. We're like, got to check this out. And then all of a sudden, the floodgates open. The algorithms hit you on Facebook with everybody watching it, and all of a sudden, you say one thing, and like 19 people are like, oh my gosh. This thing, you can't even start to go down like a path, like a hitman for hire. He was, I guess, arrested down here in Gulf Breeze. The guy is a gay guy married to 2 guys. The other person that he was going after hates him so badly that they would follow him and to every mall and try to run this guy down. On top of it, people are getting their arms bitten off by tigers. There's 33,000 tigers in the middle of this random place in Myrtle Beach. The whole place.
Oh, it's Russia. Okay.
I mean, this thing is more than just a guy and a tiger. This isn't Siegfried and Roy. There's none of this. This is something where it is over the top when it comes down to it. And I got to say, enjoyed it. Enjoyed watching it. Not too many times we venture outside of sports. I know you like to watch reruns of G.I. Joe. I do too. I mean, not bad. But overall, it gets the point sometimes.
I'm more of a Bob's Burgers kind of guy.
Westminster Dog Show once in a while. You gotta try them out.
I got
Some of
rabbits,
those
so it depends on what they want to watch too.
Didn't you used to be in Didn't you used to go out there and train them? I mean, that's fair.
Rabbits, yeah.
Listen. People don't need to know half the stuff I do. It's not like I'm not one of these kind of guys. I go from doing pretty much having a chance to be the face of something. If it works out, it'd be really cool to change rapid test kits to a guy that is making piles in my closet of clothes. I mean, people know it goes real quickly.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
I was going to say something else, but I
Okay.
politely calmed down. But I have to say, right now, everybody's trying to figure it out together, and it's not going to be one of those kind of things where it just stops and everything goes back to normal. Today, we're going to walk down a little memory lane of our favorite moments in 2020. The unacceptable answers today on the show.
We're already doing this.
Listen, why not? It is. We're already at that point. We usually do this around Christmas time.
This is how rough of a year it's been already.
We usually start this right around the Christmas, New Year's. Let's walk back down all the great stories. We're starting the shebang right off this year because, frankly, over the next 5 or 6 months, it's not going to get much better. I hope Nick Saban. I did hear a couple of people. Nick Saban's telling us to get in the house. If it took Nick Saban, a guy that's worried, running X's and O's, trying to find a kicker, 6-time national champion, people in Tuscaloosa would like to claim 5.
Roll Tide.
For Nick Saban. But I have to say, it should not take that guy, to go out there and get you to pay attention to what's happening. At this point, this isn't even like one of these open for debate type of issues. It's happening around us. They're putting National Guard out there in streets. In Puerto Rico, which is one of our territories, but it's different. I mean, it is. It's the culture, everything about it. I lived in Orlando, which was about 53% Puerto Rican. If you go to Kissimmee and some of the other places, you have to learn how to speak Spanish. My aunt was actually was a teacher over there in Osceola County, and people have to learn Spanish now as a teacher because there's so many kids. It's over half of the population. Up here, it's a little bit different. We don't have to worry about that as much. I've never had to order something. When we got the energy drinks earlier, didn't have to worry about Spanish. Doesn't happen much. Decatur, Alabama, places like that, you don't have to worry about that as much. But living in Vegas and Orlando and some other cities, used to it. Now, Puerto Rico right now has a $5,000 fine if they see you outside your house. It'd be like walking chaps. Quick, better do it in your backyard. You better not run across the street to the neighbors because if you're shot.
Get him a treadmill.
But people are not playing games in a lot of countries. They're tracking you on your phones in China and arresting you. So we still, even though we don't have as many freedoms today as we'd want, nobody wanted this to happen. Businesses don't. I don't think anybody out there, ultimately, there were some snake oil salesmen that were getting to it before everybody else did and were selling their stocks. And people out there, stock market had a huge up. Yesterday was like the best day they've had for a very long time. And when things fall, they're going to go back up too. But nobody, for the most part, wanted this to happen. Yeah, I would hope nobody. I hope the answer is nobody. But no conspiracies out there, nothing. This is real. I got a couple friends that are working at Baptist and Sacred Heart, and they're putting their lives in jeopardy every day. Look, JP and I, when we come out here, Aisha back at the Blab TV studios, everybody that continues to go to work. Today we pulled it off today. All 4 stations now at ADX Communications. We got everybody on one Zoom, one of the ways that you can look at everybody, and it's our our monthly meeting that we do, and everybody gathers around. We got a big building, as you can see out here with the shot outside. We got all the studios going on, and we had a chance to try to get everybody onto one machine at one time. It's pretty remarkable. It was a huge feat. But you can't do everything today, and there's a lot of cities that are in complete lockdown. But I'm still a little surprised, and somebody could be like, well, that's hypocritical because you're one of the cars. But when I'm driving around, I'm still waiting in like 20 cars on Davis. Or today I took Scenic up to 10, and there was still a long line at Langley and Creighton at that light. People out there just having conversations. I see people, and if you want to go to the park or the bluffs or whatever you want to do, get as much sunlight, whatever, until they make you not. If you want to get outside, I'd rather do that than have somebody playing video games all day. I get it. But people having full conversations in the parking lot with 10, 15 people, I don't think people are fully understanding this. And I'm not saying that you're going to get it. I don't feel like me and you, from our health standpoint, everything going on, it's going to be detrimental to the point where something happens. It can. But I've looked and researched way too much. Without sports, this is not a good thing for me because all I do all day is research numbers and crunch things and look over things and really come to conclusions or educated hypothesis on something. And that's not a good idea with this. Trying to throw out opinions, man, or pulling a Stephen A. Smith. Listen up. This disease, it's like a brother to me right now. None of this is good. None of that is good right now. You want educated facts from the doctors, from the scientists, from the people that know what they're talking about, or the people that have had it. That's what we need to take right now. But we don't, if you go online or you watch different networks, you don't know what to 100% believe right now. Because you could see a story right now on San Francisco, and you would not want to walk outside your house. Or you go to another country, what's happening in Italy, everybody kept reverting to Italy. What's happening in Italy is different than what's happening here in the Panhandle. But this thing is spreading more. And spring breakers being all over the beach didn't help it a lot. There's more and more. And this is not the end. I mean, you said it yesterday. Your better half is a nurse, and yeah, she knows from the healthcare system that they're over the next 2 months they're going to be seeing a lot of people, and this isn't stopping anytime soon.
No, and it's important to remember that as much as you deny the quarantine, I get it, I do. This is the first time for a lot of people that you've ever had to stop what you're doing to this extent. I go back to any time that we felt uncomfortable or uneasy, I guess would probably be 9/11. And I was younger then. I mean, I didn't understand completely, but when I did as I got older, it's weird. You get an eerie feeling about it, but to see how we came back from that, I think this is completely different. It's like Trump said, this is an invisible enemy. The terror, this is not Al-Qaeda, this is not anything like that. This is something that is continuing to spread and will continue to spread until we take it serious. Now, we've made jokes about this thing before, but you have to be serious about this. This is something that the only way this is going to slow down is if we all do our part. Now, that may mean you don't go out and do something that you were going to do once or twice or whatever it was. You weren't going to go to that party somebody was throwing. Because even though it seems like, it's an innocent college party, like everybody's all quarantined right now, that can spark. I mean, look at that. There was 4 spring breakers that came back that had been on our beaches that tested positive. And it's important to remember. So think about those 4 people going back into wherever they came from, and possibly spreading it to other people. We're just assuming here that if you do this, if you don't quarantine, look, the numbers are the numbers. And our healthcare systems will be so overrun. What are we going to do? I mean, we've already cut back surgeries that weren't necessary right now. We've gotten doctors that, don't deal with this kind of stuff that are being pulled over. We've even got plastic surgeons that are being brought back over to help with this kind of stuff. And we're getting doctors that are retired, doctors and nurses that are retired to come back in the healthcare system just to help out because we're being so overwhelmed right now. So imagine if this gets as big as what they say it can be. I think the numbers for a lot of people, they probably say, well, that's there to scare you. It could be, but are we really willing to take a chance to find out? Because once you get to that point, there's no turning back.
850-623-1330 is the number. If you want to weigh in anything that you found that has been during this time in the world of sports, one of the stories that has been, really keeping your attention, or right now you have dabbled into all these different brackets going on. It seems like on ESPN, on Fox, wherever it is, flipping through the dials, everybody has some type of bracket going on. I saw today the top 5 quarterbacks of all time, and Stephen A. Smith was the one that posted that one. And no shock at number 1, it was Tom Brady. But number 2 was Joe Montana. And then number 3 was John Elway. Number 4, I want to double check on this because I'm doing this on the top of my head here, but I do believe that Number 4 was Peyton Manning, and number 5 was Aaron Rodgers. I'll double check on that, but that's where I believe. Yeah, that is correct.
Are we willing to put Aaron Rodgers on the top? Are you willing?
I'm
to
not.
put,
No,
I'm not.
heck
Okay,
no.
I know
Heck
he has this
no.
love for Aaron
No.
Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers as good as he is. I just didn't.
No,
Not
I'm not.
sure
Not
how
at all.
I
Not
didn't
at all.
think because we're kind of similar on the way we think about things,
Yeah.
especially like this. I didn't have him in my top 5, so just.
No, I would personally, I would flip out. I think John Elway in the big moment was as clutch as it got, but overall longevity of his career, I would go Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, my top 3. And then I would go after that. And this is no respect to the Johnny Unitas stars of the world. This is just, it's a different breed. It's a different game today. I'm with science and research, if you put Bryant Mount McKinney, a 6'9", 358-pound offensive tackle who didn't even allow a sack in college at Miami, when Mount McKinney was out there, you think if he was in the 1960s or he was going up against one of those kind of guys who was 6 foot, Ray Nitschke's, good players. And no disrespect, we work with a guy that had a chance to play during that era, had a chance to work with some of the greats, and coached in the NFL in Kay Stevenson, right here from Pensacola. But I will have to say, if you put guys like Ray Nitschke and Jack Lambert, now the toughness was there. If you put them into the body size of an Aaron Donald, forget about it for anybody. Everybody would be done. He might lose some teeth, but you'd all be done. But a guy like what we see in those guys were 6'2", 220, and not the 6'2", 220 chiseled where Ryan Shazier, before the accident, takes off his shirt and you're like, okay, that guy looks like he came right. Exactly. None of that. So the medicine, everything with it, people have gotten bigger, stronger, faster. And that's just the facts of life. That's why Wilt Chamberlain dominated at 7'1", 280 pounds, because back then that was unheard of. You put that today, put him up against a guy that we've seen play there's not too many 7-footers because of the pace of the game. But if you went with one of the guys like Joel Embiid at that size, be a heck of a matchup. I mean, Embiid actually has a little more of a jump shot, but Wilt had a little more of that passion. Couldn't get by Bill Russell, though. We just need to realize, though, that the times I'm looking at right now as of the best quarterbacks I believe to ever play the game, and not just for the generation, but overall. And I would have to say number 1, Tom Brady, number 2, Joe Montana, number 3, Peyton Manning, and then 4, 5. I think it gets to that point where Brett Favre, where you get John Elway, where you could put Aaron Rodgers, where you can put even Dan Marino if you're just talking straight stats, but he didn't win the ring.
What about a Drew Brees?
Drew Brees is on there as well, for sure. And in the area we're saying, somebody's yelling right now at the TV or radio for that not being brought up. But Drew Brees is one of these kind of guys that it was, the people do the marathons. I think this is a perfect analogy for Drew Brees. People do marathons. To me, if I do the half marathon, I'm still putting the 13.1 sticker. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm still proudly putting a 13.1 sticker on the back of my car. Someone's like, I did the half. I got 2 26.2s on the back of mine right there. Be like, well, you know what? Right here. Maybe it was the guy. But when it comes down to competing, Drew Brees, he has the stats and the offense was awesome. And he deserves to be up there. But there were some years in San Diego that they were okay. Where the other guys, good, but okay. I mean, it wasn't over the top. Everybody else on that list, pretty much from the beginning of their career to the end, was elite when they had the shot to play. When you look at Manning, Brady, all those guys, outside of like 1 year, they were all legends. So
I think
that's why I would still put them in my top 5, though.
Yeah,
I would put them in my top 5.
I would, just because of.
And I'm married to a Saint, so so I'm not going to. Yeah.
I just think just overall his play has been remarkable. He owns these records. He may never give them up. We'll see what happens. But I know that it doesn't necessarily count when you talk about top 5, but it depends. In my opinion, I think what he's done outside as well is top 5 because he has been an awesome guy in the locker room. He has been an awesome just teammate, period, overall. And I have a soft spot just because of what happened with Katrina and all that stuff and the way that they reacted and how he's always been such a perfect voice for the NFL, too, even when he's not asked to.
Yeah. Might want to get that checked. You say you're saying soft spot. Oh, sorry.
Soft spot. Yeah, I've gotten it checked. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just general.
Coming back for more. Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, Blab TV.
I'm Mina Kimes, host of ESPN Daily. Each morning, we bring you a deep dive into a single story from one of ESPN's hundreds of reporters. ESPN Daily is presented by ADT. Whether you want just the basics or all the bells and whistles, ADT can work with you to customize a system to help protect your home in a way that works for you and your budget. All ADT products are rigorously tested to deliver the quality you expect from ADT, the most trusted name in security. Help protect your home today with ADT.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
Guys, waking up over and over to pee is not okay. But now, you can reduce those nighttime bathroom trips with the ingredients in Super Beta Prostate P3 Advanced. We're talking about less urges to pee at night, less bathroom trips during the day, and better bladder emptying.
It's like taking 3 prostate supplements in one.
You can try a full 30-day bottle of
P3 Advanced. Free. Just pay shipping and handling.
No strings attached, no obligations, and no commitments to buy. This is a 30-day supply, absolutely free.
Call 1-800-253-7136.
Super Beta Prostate is the best-selling brand in major retailers like Walmart. But for this no strings attached free bottle, you must call now.
Call 1-800-253-7136.
Don't miss out on this unprecedented free offer.
Call 1-800-253-7136. 1-800-253-7136.
Bowling is a sport that will last you a lifetime, and at Cordova Lanes on Airport Boulevard, every night there is something exciting happening. Like on Tuesday and Thursday, it's penny a pin. Bowl 100, pay $1. Or how about starting your weekend off right by reserving a lane for just $25 at Moonlight Bowling. Enjoy a fresh-made pizza and the lowest pitcher prices in Pensacola. So what are you waiting for? It's time to roll your way into Cordova Lanes and experience fun like never before.
Football season never ends on Talk Football with Coach K.
Stidham is tearing it up at New England. He may well be the incumbent to Tom Brady there.
Former head coach of the Buffalo Bills, Coach K brings his expertise as he breaks down the game, the players, the coaches, and the front office. Plus, high-profile interviews from the biggest names in football. Talk Football with Coach K every weekday from noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola 1330 FM 99.1.
Like all of us, small businesses are being impacted by these uncertain times, but we will get through them together. When you can, please try to support your local restaurants, bars, or any other establishments that are still open for carryout or delivery. The following businesses continue to serve their communities and customers by remaining open and need your support.
Mr. Poyo in Pensacola, open for pickup.
We do sports, and that's all we do. We're your hometown sports station, ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
I hopped up the plane at LAX with a dream, my cardigan. Welcome to the land of fame excess. Am I gonna fit in? Jumped in the cab, here I am for the first time.
So you picked the songs today. I guess JP was sick of me based on our quarantined outside from each other. Social distancing is what we're calling it, right?
Sure.
Yeah. You're back there dancing, and we got you. Don't worry. But I'm back here now in the saddle. Having a chance to punch the buttons, yeah. It was, we got the TV cameras here, we got the programming going on here, and also the show. So for people listening on radio, if my brain already goes 50 different places, right now I'm punching 4 different cameras while I'm looking out the window towards JP while I'm getting songs ready, hitting the logs, and also talking on air and trying to find out how to host the show without notes. I've gotten stopped like 3 times this week, like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, thanks. No, Not sports. I mean, not the games, but we have had fun going down memory lane and having fun with March Madness brackets, and as much as you can, and we get this. We like to have fun anyway and enjoy that. But so you put together a list of happy party songs because you weren't, I guess the path we were going down was getting a little gloomy.
Oh, you said that every song that was on my old playlist had a meaning behind it.
Once again, the first song you pick, Party in the USA, we think we're about to get out there, dancing. You're already putting your hands up in the air. First words out of their mouth, jumped on a plane at LAX. Hopped on a plane. Well, regardless, that's illegal, right?
We can still fly.
No, you don't need to be doing that. You need to. That sounds like you did it with a group of people.
There's no guarantee to that.
And then got into a cab? Now you're really close to people.
How are they supposed to travel around, Chad?
You're not right now. You need to get in your house. Just saying. Very disrespectful. There's not one song right now.
Oh, there is on there. There is. There are some of them that are foolproof. I guarantee it. Yes, 100%.
Which let's try it. Happy by.
Sure, that's a good one.
All right, let's see. I bet I can find something in a couple seconds here. Uh-oh. Might sound crazy. We need to get this guy checked immediately. Oh, we're done with it. I mean, get next. All right, now we're going to the next one. Best days of my life. Here we go. Well, nothing. No problem so far. No problem so far. Okay. I do this walk in the hallways. Okay. Still shouldn't be outside touching the clouds right now, but
you can be outside.
All right. Shouldn't be dancing. All right.
Well, that's probably due to alcohol or something else he was taking.
Now, okay. Well, let's go down Lady Gaga.
I actually just enjoyed this song.
All right, here we go. Let's see.
This one's wrong just because it's Lady Gaga.
All right, let's see. Uh-oh, that's no problem. A lot of people are doing that with the quarantine. All right, we're good. We're good so far. We're on a path. No problem there. So have many this week.
Story of my life.
Still okay with this so far. Okay.
That's probably good.
That's in case of the emergency, but you're all right so far. Okay. All right. Now you need to get checked.
There's a lot of people like that too.
All right. That's true.
She
that's,
was drinking
that's true.
a lot.
Okay. Well, she actually admitted to that.
And she's just saying you just need to dance.
I think that's fair. So we got one more. We'll try, and then we'll get back to. Okay.
All right. I don't know if this one's foolproof.
Gets the energy flowing here.
There you go.
All right. Look, a lot of positive. Shooting for the stars. They're in a good mood right now. Okay, no problem so far with this. Okay.
He's not that bad. 1 in a million.
Uh-oh, 1 in a million though. Now
he could be that bad.
Now he could be that guy. That's
geez.
We did the stats.
Oh, no.
You don't need to be the guy. Now get him out of here. All right, we've proven. All right. Oh, that was scary right there. People just need to.
No, what's scary is we just broke down songs
for
about 5 minutes.
Listen, and you know what? If somebody's got a problem with it, call in about last night's game. If you want to break down last night's game.
Are you talking about the? By the way, DraftKings is doing a thing right now. Not that I'm promoting this. I know you're a little hesitant, but DraftKings is doing the Madden Sim they've been doing every night for the football game or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can actually do a fantasy, like a daily fantasy roster. You can pick guys. It's free. You can win money from it. Go to DraftKings and pick your guy. I think it's the San Francisco-Kansas City rematch.
I realized in college I hit a low when I put $20 on a roulette wheel that was electronic on Party Poker. I think.
Wow. Yeah,
and I watched it. I watched it.
Forget about it.
There's a couple Jaegers in there, and I remember watching that wheel spin, and I realized at that point.
You thought you were going to win.
No, they immediately, and it was like they were mocking me. The electronic, I control your money gods at that point, based on that, immediately it hit green too. They didn't even give me could have been the 50-50 here. They gave the 1 in 36 chance one just to be like, ha ha, right there, because I didn't pick that. And
that's electronics.
That's where they go. In case people were playing nationwide, they just gave a whole ha ha because they gave the one that they just raked in everybody's money. Oh, you picked red? You picked black? You'd think I'm gonna You think I'm going to break 50-50 here? Let it spin. No more bets. And that's what happened. So I'm not doing that again. I'm not going to – I see what you're doing, but – and it's – they don't know who you're picking, so obviously they don't have a team, a dog in the hunt on this one. There's no projections to look through and be able to be like, okay, 90% of the money's on this. But I'm not betting on –
well, it's free.
Sports. Okay.
Just saying, you go in there and
well,
you just hope you get it right.
All right.
Come on, Damian Williams.
All right. Taking a look here at some of the things that let the good times roll for 2020. One thing that Scott Boras talked about today. Scott Boras, his 2020 is okay. Regardless of that, he made deals. Those are a lot guaranteed money, and he got paid on them already. So he's fine.
He's going to have a good 2020.
Scott Boras is okay either way. He doesn't have to work really right now to be like maneuvering people in from spring training.
It's actually easier for him.
A lot easier.
He can go spend his money.
Now he has all that money. Exactly. He's not in the dugouts with people left and right. Scott Boras, by the way, was part of how much was it? Was it $1.2 billion in deals, I think, during the winter meetings? Yeah.
Let me Google that.
I want to say Scott Boras, he's the one that got the deal done for Garrett Cole. He's the one that got the deal done for, I believe, isn't he the one that got the deal done for Anthony Rendon? Whatever, all of his deals added up to. Yeah.
Engine Ryu.
Now it was a good deal.
I'm going through going through his list.
But I think during the winter meetings he made like $1.2 billion. Not him.
Here we go.
He gets his cut.
Ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. He 4-year deal or 60. I'll just go through the $64 million for Mike Moustakas to the Reds. $245 million. Steven Strasburg to the Nationals.
Yes.
$324 million. Garrett Cole to the Yankees. $245 million to the Angels with Anthony Rendon. Dallas Keuchel got $55.5 million to the White Sox.
And then a rat.
And Hyun-Jin Ryu got $80 million to the Blue Jays. And that's a total of over $1 billion right there.
Wow. And now he gets
in 3
time.
weeks.
And what do you get?
Weeks.
What is it? Is it 8% or 5%? I think it's whatever. Whatever it is, it's a ton of cash for him. I mean, it's.
Give me a minute. I am not going to do this.
No. I mean, if it is, even if it's 5%, it's $50 million he made during the winter meetings. He made over $50 million before taxes. Just for signing contracts. So
$80 million?
He's really good at his job. I mean,
if it's 8%, it's $80 million.
Yeah. Just during the winter meetings
for 3 weeks.
And now he's found that one island where nobody on the island. Probably he's in the island right now where the people that are on the island with him are all wearing those hazmat suits. And he's the one person, him and whoever he wants to go to, the boat full of honeys. He might be married. I'm sorry. That could have been rude. But whoever it is, he's sitting there right now looking at the sunshine and probably drinking a Corona. He seems like the guy that would be drinking a Corona on the beach right now being like.
Yeah, he's married.
Yeah, okay, well then.
Jeanette.
That's the part you were Googling?
Jeanette.
Not to see how many women? No. old Jeanette. That's where you went?
Jeanette. It says right here, Scott Boras is worth $450 million. For those who said you couldn't be a
sports everybody
agent.
Needed a positive. Yeah, if you want kids, if you feel like you couldn't swing a bat or you weren't actually good at the sport, make $450 million for people that are really good at the sport. Way to go, Scott. Enjoy the money for the next how many months? Because you got the time off.
However long.
We're coming back for more. I was thinking of calling Gene Stallings today. I don't want to. I was just thinking, not to talk about this, but just to walk down memory lane, because that's what everybody's doing right now. For the people that don't know, Coach Gene Stallings, legendary Alabama coach, joined us each and every Wednesday at 5:30. But his health, he's 85 years old, and he had been to the hospital a couple times. He had 2 strokes and a heart attack over the last couple years. And during the offseason, it really was tough for him with his family to be able to be there. He would sit in his truck outside of church getting ready to go. On one of our last interviews, the dog his dog got loose, and he ran it down and was able to find it on the street while the interview was going on. It's pretty cool. But, we talked about it during the offseason for football. He said, I need he hinted at it. He said, whenever you want, Chad, you can call me. We've been friends. I've met him at the Pensacola airport, but for about 5.5 years. And a guy that I've learned a lot from, not just football, but he puts it in order, faith, family, and football. And he's a class act. He lives that way. And I have to say, going through this, I'm worried. I just want to reach out to him. He's got a 100-acre ranch. He's fine. He's not anybody. First off, even outside of the coronavirus, that tries to go on somebody's ranch in Texas during anything going on.
Never make it out alive.
It could be Mardi Gras. People are just hanging out, chilling, dressed up, got beads. You're still not a good idea to walk on anyone's ranch in Texas. Just not a good idea. So he's fine. But well, I was thinking of maybe giving him a call. We'll see. We'll see. Just pot him up like we do the other. Hey, Coach! He's like, Jared? No, not going to do that to him. Too much respect. We're coming back. I just want to check on him. We'll check on Coach Stallings. Maybe wake him up. He's like, why are you calling right now? When we return right here. Sports Drive on ESPN. Why not, right? We're going to break down that Knicks game. Somebody would love to. This is the time. This is the Knicks' best time to shine right now. Knicks are loving this right now. They haven't lost a game in weeks. It's coming back for more. Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, Blab TV.
Introducing a new podcast, ESPN Daily, hosted by me, Mina Kimes. When you want to go beyond your feed, when you want to get inside the score, when you want to get behind the highlight, there's ESPN Daily. Go deeper into the stories of the moment. Get the exclusive access and insider perspective that only ESPN can give you. The best sports story all day, 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week. ESPN Daily. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Pensacola's home to hometown sports, covering the biggest high school games. UWF football, catching every game of the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. Plus, local sports commentary with the Sports Drive with Chad Brillante. And weekend sports talk with Davis Allen and Justin Patrick on the Sports Call. We are local. We are ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Being cooped up in the house doesn't mean you can't still enjoy some amazing culinary creations from the best restaurants on the beach. Several area restaurants like Redfish, Bluefish, H2O, Riptides, and Fish Heads on Pensacola Beach are now offering curbside pickup and online ordering through your favorite food delivery apps for most of the regular menu items. Check out the menus and information at PensacolaBeach.com. Spend your spring locally and enjoy the local beach restaurant food you already know and love. PensacolaBeach.com.
Welcome to Mo! Okay, hi, what are we doing today?
I need something that screams something fun. Nothing too on the face, nothing too off the face, but also totally hot.
So I have the perfect thing. It's the most food mullet. You're totally business in the front, but tailgate in the back. It's a fat party. People are having fun. You know, snap. All your friends are going to be like, whoa, awesome setup. Everyone else is going to be all jelly, okay?
Just like a killer mullet, Moe's Catering will turn the back of your ride into a tailgate party that's sure to turn some heads. Just order ahead and pick it up on your way.
Moe's Southwest Grill, now open in Pace on Highway 90 next to Publix grocery store.
When working at a growing business, you wear many hats. The new business hat, the buying toner for the copy machine hat, the sifting through tons of resumes hat. You can throw away that last hat thanks to Indeed.com. When posting your job, Indeed lets you add screener questions that give you a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates. So go ahead, dust off that extra long lunch hat. Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
Introducing a new podcast, ESPN Daily, hosted by me, Mina Kimes. When you want to go beyond your feed, when you want to get inside the score, when you want to get behind the highlight, there's ESPN Daily. Go deeper into the stories of the moment. Get the exclusive access and insider perspective that only ESPN can give you. The best sports story all day, 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week. ESPN Daily. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Davis Allen from Sports Call with Davis and Justin. And you're listening to the Sports Drive with Chad Brillante on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling.
Well, if you got a good feeling out there, please let us know. 850-623-1330. We would love to hear from you there. Chad Brillante alongside JP. Thanks for joining us. Still going strong for you here. 850-623-1330. If you're out there driving around or you're sitting at your house and you want to weigh in, the number 850-623-1330 is the number to be part of the show. Well, some of the discussions today, one of them was having the World Series proposed MLB schedule all the way till 2020 for the 2020 season to go all the way up until Christmas. You know, and this is one where, some submitted a proposal for a 162 and a 144 game slate. Some of them have talked about moving the Christmas idea where people can go out there and they can go ahead and play this in domes and places of warm weather so they can keep this up. Let's go to the phone lines, 850-623-1330. We'll get back into that discussion. But caller, who's this?
This is Jeff. I'm doing good.
Jeff, good to hear from you.
Myself like sure. I watched the Lightning play today against the Bruins. It was a pretty cool game. I'm sorry about the outcome for you, Chad. Got a point out of it. It was
I'm not worried.
Game.
They'll rebound tomorrow on a rerun. Maybe yeah. I think tomorrow's replay goes better for them.
It probably does. And tonight I'm going to watch the Rays game on replay against the Giants. I watched the one yesterday. Evan Longoria, I think, went 0 for 3, and I think Tyler Glasnow got him to strike out twice. It was weird on the scoreboard. They actually had him as a lefty. He was a righty, but it's no big deal. And I get to walk every day, down where I live by Navy Federal on Tony Street, and it's an enjoyable hour to get out of the house. And me and my mom, and I'm taking the right step. I wash my hands when I come back, like after just like whatever they say and stuff. And I'm gonna watch the Magic game tonight, and they play the Wizards. And I'm just watching every replay of and stuff, and it's enjoyable. I'm pretty pissed off about it. But I say, well, at least I have my health and just keep doing what I do and, chugging along. I'll be honest, Scott Boris is a cool guy, but I wouldn't want his money because you have to keep hoping to get these athletes. And, that's kind of, I know maybe I'm too moderate with my lifestyle, but I'd rather I get to be Bobby Bermuda, get a $2.2 million check and for at least another 15 years, or if I could have done, I would have gone to the military and be living off my Navy retirement. But thank you, Chad. I appreciate everything you do, and have a good day, and God bless.
God bless you, Jeff. I appreciate that call. And I know for people like Jeff that he named a number of games he's going to watch. That's not a bad idea, JP, now that, based on fans, because Jeff's always been one of those diehard sports fans. And what I mean is he's going to watch the Lightning versus New York Rangers on Fox Sports. He's going to watch the game with the Marlins versus the New York Mets in game 1 of a series, even if they're 20 games out of the playoffs. He's going to watch all those games. He does. He watches every Florida team. He's been calling in for about 6-7 years, and it's tough for people that are watching every game. It gets to a point. Some of us we can. I got a 4-year-old running around. It's not as easy. If people have kids around the house, it is completely different right now. And God bless, the women out there and the wives and everybody or stay-at-home dads, whoever it is that is taking care of the kids. Because when I say that, I'm just adding that to the end. He brought up stay-at-home dads. He didn't even bring up listen, stop. It's not the point. Whoever takes care of the kids is a hero, a saint, and they do one heck of a job. Because I realize it's not easy when you have kids. And if you have multiple kids and a lot of kids like Phillip Rivers, God bless y'all for what you're able to do, because life is going on, work is going on, and still trying to balance that while being in the house and the job we do. Not that simple.
Why do you think Phillip Rivers signed with Indy? See, here you got to think. You got to put 2 and 2 together, Chad.
Waffle House is still open?
Because they moved. Remember, they moved to
yeah.
Florida.
Yeah.
Remember, we didn't know where.
That's
but
right.
Then, of course, all this stuff, it didn't take long for him to be confined into his home with his children for that long, and he said, all right, I'm not going to be at a team here. I'm going to go somewhere else.
Good point,
and the kids stay here, honey.
Maybe he saw those spring break videos. He's like, we're out. We're out. Too many people could get this. Yeah.
Well, being in the same house with 10 kids, I can't imagine what it's like.
But I have to say, maybe we can put together packages for people that are these huge sports fans to be able to get the games where like Detroit Tiger fans, are you ready to watch the best of against the Chicago White Sox, against the San Diego Padres? Put the ones that the series, the Miami Marlins, coming to you, all the best series. Dude, I think we won the last 40 games. Just get the ones that the best of right there. Put together the packages like the NBA. You're one of those middle of the pack teams. The Atlanta Hawks, 24 hours of coverage. First the New York Knicks and Sacramento Kings. You're like, all right, we can do this. Just get them in the mood for your Titans. best of when you played against the
only need one
Jets.
game, Chad.
No, we're not doing
We only
that
need
game.
one game.
Not doing that game at all. Well, 2020 has been a year I guess we should walk down memory lane of the best. That's what it's got to. We could be another couple months. The one sport that was still going strong, Aussie A-League football that we were all trying to figure out, Aussie rules football. They axed it. When the Aussies are axing something,
They're actually still playing it. We just don't know it.
That's what
They deny
Yeah.
there, so we are not stopping. But we cannot film this because we'll get in trouble.
And that's
why I guarantee you,
good choice.
they don't go down easy.
I was still trying to figure that whole out. I mean, I get it. These people are tough. They're not playing with the pads, and they're not complaining either. I bet 17 of those players left that game alone with a concussion.
Why are we not getting punters from that? That's the toughest punter in the nation, in the world. Coming from that right there, Aussie League or Aussie rules football. Think about those guys punting that ball. You got a guy draped all over you, and they're kicking it like straight through those skinny uprights there. Come on.
Those guys aren't playing games at all. But
I'm saying, well, they are, but yeah.
They are. No, not anymore. Sort of. Maybe.
Yeah,
but
probably.
The final one is done. It's out of here. But going down some of the best memories, it's been a decent year for us here locally. UWF wins a national title, pretty solid right there in football. We had a situation where we got a lot of LSU fans. I'm married to one. I will claim that. Go Tigers at 50% of this of that team, like she can claim our parade at UCF. But I will have to say, for LSU to be able to go out there and win a national title and really do it in a way where they beat 7 top 10 teams, best season ever. It's gonna. We don't know what the future is, what's going to happen in sports, but we do expect college football to be coming back. Hopefully, it might not be August, September, but who knows at this point. But we expect college football.
Can be, but we have to do a lot of things right.
Exactly.
It's up to us.
It is. It's one of the reasons Nick Saban came out now. He was like, all right, you know what? 2 weeks ago, we were all trying to figure – and we have all changed, I'd hope, unless you're still doing the conspiracies. But I hope everybody out there listening right now has a different perspective today than about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, when we looked and we watched Creighton and St. John's. Well, but I think it's okay for us. It's okay to question things like, okay, you have a game between St. John's and Creighton going on, and they play a half where blood, sweat, tears, everybody's around, they got a crowd going on, and then in the middle of the game you cancel it. Nobody out there is going to sit there and go, oh, well, that was the moment. That second half is when they would have got it. That second half is when Grandma was going to sneeze. And, if you're going to – you either go big or go home. You don't do something or you do. Doing it halfway still is going to get you in a situation where you can catch it. So I know there's a lot of things, but I'm saying everybody was figuring that out together. You know what I'm saying?
We've never had to figure this out like this.
Rudy Gobert would have never hugged kids and done all that stuff in the crowd if he knew how serious. If he did that today, there was a guy today in England who sneezed on a guy or sneezed on some lady purposely, coughed and sneezed on him, and they're talking about it being like a terrorist attack. That's how serious it is right now.
They'll behead him over there.
They will. I mean, I don't know if they're going that far.
Wouldn't put it past them.
But Joe Burrow, historic year. Saints breeze, being able to break some more records, and then he re-signs a guy that means so much to that city. Andy Reid, able to get the Super Bowl in the double cheese, make it a double.
Talk about not talking about a team that won the Super Bowl. They went out of the news real quick.
Yeah, they're like, are you kidding me? Lakers and Clips rivalry lives up to the hype. It has so far, if they come back for the season. See. Ionescu, what she's done after the whole situation of Kobe, that's been awful. But so far, 2020, the negatives of, look, Patriots lose to the Titans early in the playoffs, obviously. Kicked off what was going to be a tough year.
Dynasty's over.
The Daytona 500, Ryan Newman, the scene at the end of the race. I mean, just ridiculous. And thankfully, he's okay right now, but that was scary as heck.
Yep.
The Kobe tragedy with Gianna, I mean, words don't describe that. Documentaries were made of Aaron Hernandez and O.J. Simpson left and right. That's what people are watching. Tiger King is pretty positive. That thing's great. Even though it was a hit for hire, that's the point of the movie. It's pretty sweet if you have the time, which a lot of people are like, yes, we have the time. Watch it, Tiger King. But then everything got canceled. That also didn't help, and Tom Brady got traded to the Bucks to top that off. And the Astros tainted a lot of baseball.
Nobody remembers that.
Welcome to they're like,
we didn't do that.
Moving away. Moving off from this. Jose Altuve just goes.
And the Red Sox get off scot-free again.
Jose Altuve's face I'm looking at right now would be like the face of that kid in one of those comedy shows with the family. He's like, Milton. He goes, does one of those faces like woo, me? You know, like one of those Univision shows. All right, you know what? Let's go to a break. This has been too sad of a moment to talk about all this stuff. I don't want to.
Dynasty's
put on
over.
there. No, that's not what I was talking about. Going back for more Sports
over.
Drive on ESPN Pensacola.
Told you.
No chance. No
Gone
dice.
forever.
No dice. Gone forever.
Just felt there's a huge need in Pensacola to bring foot and ankle services, specifically orthopedic foot and ankle services, to this area. There's so much growth in Pensacola. I wanted a freestanding orthopedic foot and ankle center to do this, and as far as I can tell, this is the only one really in the country that's freestanding. Most orthopedic surgeons are part of a multi-specialty group. So we offer on-site x-rays, on-site CT scan, and on-site MRI. They can come to one place.
Visit NielsenOrthopedics.com to reserve your appointment today.
Professional truck drivers, Schneider has more driving opportunities for more lifestyles. Personalize your career by choosing the freight type and driving style that work for you. Dozens of options available in over 50 dedicated accounts with consistent miles and predictable home time. Enjoy more career paths, steady weekly paychecks, and comprehensive benefits, including a 401k plan with a leading company match. Get a better driving job now and a brighter future at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
You are a waste, a loser. Everyone hates you. Why don't you just stay in your car and keep driving? I'm serious. Drive until you run out of gas, then get out of your car and walk until you find someone who doesn't think you're dumber than bricks. Could take a while, but at least all that walking might burn a couple of calories.
You may not witness bullying like this every day. Your kids do. They want to help, but they don't know how. Visit stopbullying.gov to learn safe, simple ways your child can help stop bullying. Be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
For your ESPN Pensacola ridiculous stats, I'm JP. Among Ted Williams' many records, he set a student gunnery record as a World War II pilot. The test emphasized reflexes, coordination, and visual reaction time and still stood as of 2002. There have been 3 Olympic Games held in countries that no longer exist. Only 72 players in NBA history have attempted more free throws in their careers than the over 5,300 Shaquille O'Neal missed. Sorry, Big Diesel. These are your ESPN Pensacola ridiculous stats. I'm JP.
I'm Mina Kimes, host of ESPN Daily. Each morning, we bring you a deep dive into a single story from one of ESPN's hundreds of reporters. ESPN Daily is presented by ADT. Whether you want just the basics or all the bells and whistles, ADT can work with you to customize a system to help protect your home in a way that works for you and your budget. All ADT products are rigorously tested to deliver the quality you expect from ADT, the most trusted name in security. Help protect your home today with ADT.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
The latest sports news is at ESPNpensacola.com and on Facebook at ESPN Pensacola. Plus, watch Chad Brillante, Coach K, and Sports Call live on our exclusive YouTube channel, ESPN Pensacola 1330. The teams, the games, the fans, the local talk. This is ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Baby, don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna, but can't stand to see me walk out the door? Don't try to fight the feeling, just the thought alone is killing me right now.
And welcome back, Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast each and every day on Blab TV. 850-623-1330 is the number to be part of this show. What have you enjoyed so far? Some of the games that are getting replayed. They are showing the classics. I'll give it to the networks. Some of those, the golden gooses, that you'd have to pay a little extra for that one, Danny boy. Bob Kraft's like, I've heard that. But when it comes down to a lot of these games, the games or these fights that you pay hundreds of dollars and then everybody chips in a 10 spot, that one guy sort of sits on the couch. He paid you? Oh, yeah, I'll get you. We know that guy. We know. But when it comes down to the fights, Wilder or any of those guys, you know, the Fury, we got to watch Tyson Fury versus don't know why I couldn't. I have nowhere I couldn't go.
If it's furry.
Yeah, very furry in there. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. In that fight we got to watch that yesterday. There's a lot of good. They're picking the Christian Laettner games and some of the ones going down some memories, but overall it's stuff we've seen. I was talking to my father-in-law today out there, and he was like, "It's only so much the Bruins were on," and it's like he's a big Bruin, big hockey fan. He's like, "It's only so much you can watch of a game that you've already seen." Like,
Very
Lord
true.
knows I'm not going down a path. If somebody's like, "You want to go watch the Titans game?" Really?
I tried to get you
No
to watch
chance.
that game with me. I didn't tell you which one. I think you just
chance.
assumed.
Got Chips going on. That's still one thing that hasn't happened is the reruns of Chips are going strong. They're still in the studio. You don't get to
They
watch
will
them as
always
much.
go strong.
I got to watch a ridiculous fight yesterday with Chuck Norris and Walker Texas Ranger. You missed the whole thing. I do apologize for that. The do's and the don'ts for sports radio are some of the things. WEEI right there in Boston had a list of some of the things to do and don't when you call in. One of the don'ts right now, don't listen to Feinbaum callers giving advice on the coronavirus. That's just a guarantee.
That's not what they said. That's what you said.
That's my advice. I'm saying that for humanity's sake. Right now, they're talking about doing things like taking the raccoons to the back of the yard and getting on a sailboat. Look, some of the callers, I enjoy college football talk. I enjoy the show. When we were creating the network, one of the things I remember, I sat down with Dave and Mary and everybody and went over the list of things we need to cover and said, no, look, because remember, Will Kane show, good show, but Will Kane's on in that time slot. Paul Feinbaum is one that you pay a little extra for. It's the SEC network.
Yep.
But it was a must. That was one of the things that when we came over, I said, this is something we have to do. And it works in the South. It always has. SEC football, there's a reason he's the mouth of the South. I enjoy it. But right now, when there's no SEC football going on, listen to the advice that they're telling you to take right now is not good. Just the callers still be entertaining. You'll still get a good argument with somebody like a, I-Man and what's going on, Jim in Tuscaloosa, people calling in. But you don't need to be taking the advice. That's my first do on that. What would be one of your do's to give advice to people out there? Don't call in and immediately say I have a bone to pick without backing it up with something decent.
Yes.
Don't talk to I'll tell you, JP's usually on this side from the producer standpoint. Don't call in a show and then start talking to the call screener about something you've seen on the news for like 15 minutes. We got stuff going on right now. We're doing about 50 things right now behind the scenes. And, no, probably not. A do, call in with a really cool take nobody knows. Disagree, we love that. Bring valid points to it.
Yeah, but make sure you bring valid points.
But yeah, I mean that's important to it. Don't just say I disagree and then hang up the phone. That's not going to go over well. Right now, it looks like Ndamukong Suh expected to return with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hey, look, why wouldn't you? If you're right now contemplating what teams to go to, and you're jumping off that pirate ship right now, awful idea. Why would you do that after all the years? And Big Nasty Sue has been part of some decent teams in Nebraska. He was a big part of that. And he's been on some good teams in the NFL. But this is his chance. He's been on Miami. He was on the Rams. He was there.
Is he really worth $8 million, though? That's where I kind of hesitate.
Well, to me, the talent's there if he wants to get his act together. Tom Brady teams, one thing you're going to learn is Bruce Arians already has that sort of no-nonsense. But Tom Brady is not going in his final couple years to have anybody act like Bozo the Clown in that locker room. You know what I'm saying? It's Bruce Arians' team, but Tom Brady, when he speaks up and he's like, listen, do you guys all over here that are used to having good athletes? Because they've had a lot of good athletes come in and out. I mean, I look at rosters, and regardless of what people are saying, I would love to have Mike Evans and guys that we see out there like the athletes we see. Well, stopping at Mike Evans here, but Levante David, all the guys they've had. Vernon Hargrave sort of went off a little bit, but they've had good players on that roster.
If they get Antonio Brown, I think it's game over.
O.J. Howard's, yeah, I know.
I know he wants to play with him, but Rashad Perriman left.
Well, best thing with Antonio Brown right now is everybody's doing what he's doing, except he'd be doing that anyway, even if the league was still going on. We're coming back for more. Sports Drive, second hour, coming up here. 850-623-1330, the number. I know you're out there. Call in.
This is ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM and 99.1 FM, the only local station that talks sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From Gullick and Wingo to the Sports Drive with Chad Brillante. Plus talk football with Coach K at noon, sports call every Saturday. If you'd like to partner with us as an advertiser or a promotional partner, just give us a call at 262-6000.
You're listening to ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. All sports, all the time. WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
All right, so we know you shouldn't be in groups of 10. We all understand that at that point, but Eric Dickerson wants to get a group together and speak about the concerns of the LA Rams logo. Now that, people, is also not worth getting together.
Has just become the NFL's all-time leading rusher. Across the middle, it is caught for the first. It's Baldwin shaking free and sprinting down the sideline for the touchdown. His third of the day. Doug Baldwin.
Derek Brooks, who ran back 3 interceptions for touchdowns in the regular season, does it to cement the Super Bowl. Boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr. Baldwin beaten. The result has come up on screens that Gatlin's taken it. Goodness me, it was a blue American vest, 992 the Gatlin. 992 by the American champion to take gold.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket at Augusta. And this time, his name is Bubba. Scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trent Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
Welcome back. Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast each and every day here on Blab TV. I am Chad Brillante, alongside JP, on the other side of the glass right there. How's it going over there? The AC still kicking pretty good?
It is. It's 71 out here. Feels
Sorry
good.
I didn't bring you the energy drink that was the cool ones from the vitamin shops. It was still a 0-calorie one. It's all right. Do those even do the job, though?
What?
Like, to me, you're already making that decision. You know, I would hope that it's not the best for you.
Yes.
People are like, drink a coffee. Yes, I have drinking 3, but as you can see with the hair, like Kramer from TV, it takes more than a couple coffees to get it rolling. It's been a long day. A lot of people have had long days. A little bit different. Just because you're home doesn't mean you're not working as hard. I did a lot of yard work today. I did a whole school endeavor with Leighton. And, Brittany's been doing an awesome job taking care of the house, but so many different things and running around doing things all day. Yeah, a lot of people are actually working harder. They're just not making as much or bringing in the revenue they should. And today, I guess, the $2 trillion plan right now from the coronavirus bill. 2.2 has been, I guess, now once again, it's put on hold.
I read it went through.
Well, what time?
I don't know.
Did it just go through? I mean, the thing was, I heard there was delays, and then it stopped, and there was more delays.
I read where they had some snags that they had to figure out, but I read they got it through. They agreed. They came to an agreement. Now, I'm just, trying to focus on doing this and read at the same time.
No, I would like. I mean, that's the more important stuff. We all realize right now with no sports, but breaking down lists of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and things like that are great. But if somebody had a list on TV and they said, "All right, let's name the top 10 receivers in the NFL right now," or somebody had a list of these are the things that can help you right now, and this is what's going to happen as we've all lost things, I'm going to take that over. So we're all in this together, so we understand. But actually, one of my friends, Munaf, who's in charge right now, he's one of the lead. he really was at the foreground of finding the first case and being over there at Baptist and taking care of it. He just said, just want to update everyone. And this is 57 minutes ago. He said, we had a few positive cases and a few patients with symptoms pending results in Gulf Breeze and Pensacola. We are trying our best to take care of this, but we can't take care of everyone. We don't have enough resources, an unlimited amount of Red Bull and coffee. He said, please stay home and be safe. Also, do not believe everything the media about the actual disease. If you have questions, he said, ask away or call him. So Manoff he was the one standing next to the mayor and everybody out there. He's in our crew, Viva Pez out there, and he's been letting a lot of people out there worried and concerned about their jobs, financials, everything going on. And, I saw him yesterday. He had the whole entire outfit out there. They're in the foreground. We're showing up to work. And there's people downstairs, Carmen and Jeremy, and folks down here every single day that show up and take care of accounting, take care of all the logs, take care of all the stations. Same thing at Blab TV. I know Aisha, but all the folks down there that have been showing up, the Dougs, the Pauls, the Ricks, the Ellens, people have been coming in and out through the doors, Quintons, and everybody back there. But I will say that, we're us showing up to work, there's risk involved in it. We got plenty of Clorox and hand sanitizers, but not the risk of the people that are right there as nurses, as doctors, people that have been called in, retired people. Do you know that there has been, I think I saw a stat yesterday that in New York City, 10% of the retired New York City doctors and nurses are back now working, like 10% of them, because they believed in it. They got involved in that because they believed in helping people and do that. The paychecks are nicer, the boats and the yachts are nicer, and the trips that you see with the raccoon tan, all of that's nicer when you're a doctor. But guess what? People complaining about that crap, if you had a hard time finishing college or you didn't go to college or you dropped out of high school, these people took 6 extra years to get that degree. These people didn't just wake up. They studied when everybody else was partying and taking funnels of Jaeger. So the next time somebody looks at a lawyer or a doctor and is like, look at all that fat cat that they have driving around to that drop top. You know what? It's because they worked their tails off to get to that point. One thing that's pretty much true about this country and is a guaranteed fact, when a lot of that's not, you could invent something and have an app and make $1 billion, and the next day nobody knew who Mark Cuban was 15 years ago. You can do things and create that life for you. That's what America gives you the chance. But one thing pretty much is pretty clear-cut. It doesn't matter if you're the smartest guy. You think you're the smartest. I'm the valedictorian. I really know what to do with a syringe, and that's a little scary. But at the end of the day, you still have to go to school, and you have to get that diploma up on the wall if you want to work anywhere. If you want to be one of those people with one of those palm fronds when you come in with like spices and herbs, and you're sitting there next to another guy with a bunch of like posters of a guy playing music to a snake, then go for it. You can do that and call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. Dr. Baker Mayfield. But when it comes down to being a real doctor and the real nurses and the people, they go to school a long time. You know the drill. But it's these people are the best of the best, and a lot of people are returning, but they're around the disease. And at any age, if you're around it that much, and we know the respiratory part is the worst right now, there's a good chance that you have a chance of getting it. And these people, a lot of people in Italy have died, a lot of doctors and a lot of nurses, because of being around helping other people. And it's sad.
Well, getting it, here's the thing, is that people need to understand, too. And look, a lot of people do. This is just for a small portion of people that we talk to in this. For most people, you're doing what you need to be doing. You know, we see cars out there, whatever, but we have to remember, people still have to go to work. People still have to get groceries and gas stations and things like that and necessities. And a lot of people are preparing for, the unknown at this point. Even me, I go back and I check now. Okay, do I have water here? Do we have enough things to get us through? Just
I saw
in case.
the 70 rolls of toilit paper you have.
Well, I wish. I wish. I tell you, make a fort right now.
Has anybody been a little more, that doesn't have a bidet, a little more light on the hands? Meaning, like, nobody's probably having all I'm saying, and this isn't a topic we need to spend too much time on.
Thank goodness.
It's almost dinner time. It is dinner time for people. But not too many people are using plungers as much today. You know what I mean? All right, good day.
Getting back to the other point here before we get down that rabbit trail.
It's a fact, I bet. I mean, that's a lesson.
Is remember, even if you aren't necessarily, you're in good shape. You have good health. Everything's going great for you. You don't have respiratory problems. You don't have any other effects. We have to remember, this is the most important thing that everybody has to be on board with, is if you do get it, and yes, you may become, like we've seen athletes come back and they're fine. People even say, well, I didn't even know I really had it. Apparently I had it and moving on. We're not sure completely what all this virus does. I know there's conspiracies out there, whatever. Put that aside right now, because what I'm saying is, if you get it, think about every other person you can come in contact with. If you go to Walmart, you touch the buggy, say that they don't wipe the buggy. A lot of people don't wipe the buggy. Anything you touch, anything you're around can be contaminated and somebody else can come back. If you pick up something and you put it back on the shelf,
Yeah.
and somebody comes along and picks that same thing, you spread it to the wrong person, or if you spread it to somebody else, then they spread it to somebody else. That's what you have to remember. It's not about you're going to die. Yes, you're probably not going to if you're in good health and everything. It doesn't really attack you. We don't know, though, but chances are you're going to be okay. It's not about that. It's about for everybody else. That's why when we say we're all in this together, that's what we mean by that. Is remember, just if one person doesn't do their job, they can spread it to 100 other people and not even realize it, just going by about their daily routine in life, whether it's you were going to the supermarket, you were going to get gas, or you were going to that park and everything like that. Regardless, just that's what we have to think about in all this is just because you're not truly affected by this doesn't mean you can't affect somebody else. And that's where I had to come to the realization of just thinking about this over and over and over again is, okay, why is it important for me to do this? I'm in good health. I mean, knock on wood, I haven't had any problems before in my life. I don't take medications or anything like that. The crazy pills, but that's different. No, but other than like vitamins and general things like that, I don't take anything. I've been blessed to have good health. My family's had good health. So when I look at it, it's not about me. That's the ultimate what this is all about. We have to remember it's not about ourselves. Now, yes, do what's right for your family, but it's not about ourselves. It's about other people in this. And the sooner we do what we're supposed to do, the sooner we'll get out of this. And we'll have football. We'll have NBA. We'll have all. If from a sports perspective, the things that aren't really important right now, we suffer through it, but it's a small price to pay in order for us to get back to normalcy. Because remember, we live in the greatest country in the world. If you don't believe that, look at these other places. People that have been those other places. We live in an awesome country. We have freedoms to do what we want. But the only way we were going to get through this is people have to wake up and understand.
Yeah, and people also need to understand, too. Right now, we're out on – a lot of people right now have not left their house. I mean, some people are ordering groceries. And honestly, that's probably – if you don't have to, that's the best policy.
Yeah.
We wouldn't if we didn't have to. I would not leave the house. I'd walk around the neighborhood, get some fresh air, play in the backyard, do all that stuff. But the sunlight's good for you. And they actually have a list of things to do like that. If you have a park,
vitamin D builds your immune system.
Yeah, I mean, go run around in fields if you know other people aren't out there and stuff like that. But don't do that off like a highway. Don't do that. But if it comes down to just being safe out there, there's still a lot of people on the roadways, and there's still a lot of countries right now. If you leave your house, you're either going to get fined. In Puerto Rico, I think it's a $5,000 fine, and also on top of that, in some places like China where they just don't give a crap, you can tell by that whole market, that if anybody, the disgustingness of watching that. But right now they were tracking people's phones and just coming and finding them and arresting them on the spot. One thing we do know in China and Japan and places, pretty decent with technology. And
all bets are off over there.
They're not. Yeah, if you're walking around, they'll just track you and come find you. It's a little different. So don't get too mad next time you're walking around compared to some of the other stuff we have. I'm just saying, if you compare, we're still the best when it comes to this, and the freedoms that we still have, although it's tough. So we're all doing this together. It doesn't matter what age you are right now. There's not one person. Coach K, you work with Coach K all the time. The first time, he's in his mid-70s. We're in our 30s. It doesn't matter. Everybody's dealing with this for the first time. There was no precedent to this, and this is no blueprint. We're all doing this together. When it comes down to looking at what's going on right now with some of the stories, the LA Rams logo, I'm not going to get back into this one, but it's, apparently there are people right now that are jumping on board and have petitions on getting this changed. Why don't we just get the teams? When they come back, if they all want to look like Cam Newton and Mary Poppins, I really don't care. If you get them back, that would be dangerous for your health, getting hit like that, and even more embarrassing when you break your collarbone and you're dressed in some pink Mary Kay skirt. But I will say, if you look right now, I'm not as worried about logos. I think a lot of the things that we really did spend so much time arguing, I think hopefully
you realize how silly
when it comes down to it. I do like the old Patriot, with the football logo.
What's his name, by the way? Is it?
Yeah, Pat.
Pat?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
But
Patriot Pat. Can we name it Tom now, in honor?
No, that's Tomboy's down there on the
old Tomboy.
Old Tomboy's on the. He's out there on the pirate ship now. He's looking for some booty. Sorry, Giselle, that's just what you do when you're a pirate. Looking to cash in.
The life of a pirate.
He found some. Somebody worry about, like, you could tell people are digging for stories, though. Somebody was like, will Tom Brady be able to read the playbook? Be like, I'm sorry.
Did they change?
Frankly, if I'm one of the offensive coordinators or if I'm Bruce Arians, I'm like, do you want to write the playbook? You just want to go ahead and do it? Let us know what you've been doing. As you've been part of 9 of the last 12, 13 Super Bowls when we're all sitting here. Yeah, if you're part of 9 of the last 12, he's been part of, when it comes to AFC title games, he's been part of 14 of the last 16. Actually, 14 of the last 15, I'm sorry. So, yeah, I would take that guy's advice.
You realize what's going to happen. Tom's going to be the first player coach. Just saying, he's going to be the offensive coordinator.
All right, let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, it's not a guy anymore. It's not a guy. Whatever he wants to do over there. Do what you got to do.
Here.
Go hang out with Hulkster. Go hang out with the Hulkster at the beach in that pink building. I don't care. Coming back from all.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
First Take, Your Take, with Jason Fitz.
Remember, it's not that long ago the 76ers over-exceeded expectations in the playoffs, right? So suddenly it became they are the future and the future is now. Trust the process became this thing that works. Now they've hit a wall. And it's staggering to me to hear Embiid talk about he doesn't know if he's getting the ball. And Horford to say, we've got issues in the locker room, but we'll keep that private. Guess what? You just made them public.
1 to 2 weekday afternoons on ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
JP here. At ESPN Pensacola, we are hometown proud. Like the greatest pound-for-pound boxer of all time, Roy Jones Jr.
3-time light heavyweight world champion and former heavyweight champion of the world, future Hall of Fame legend, Roy Jones Jr.
What up? It's your boy Roy Jones Jr. and you're listening to ESPN Pensacola.
What if people had a battery level icon? Like on your phone? You'd see a lot of us in need of a recharge. Thank goodness there's 5-Hour Energy. Because just one sugar-free, vitamin-packed 5-Hour Energy shot can get you all the way back to 100% fast. And isn't life better at 100%? 5-Hour Energy. Get back to 100%. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hear ye, hear ye. I bringeth thee a message from... a message from the king and his new trumpeter, Stephen. The king wishes me to convey his favor to thine team and thine tailgate. Not yet. He invites thee to let the Bud Light flow forth. And he also wishes me to tell thee that he toasts thee. Waiteth until the end, Stephen! With game day's favorite light lager and the slogan of his kingdom... Oh, Dilly Dilly!
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri.
There's only one name in town when it comes to afternoon local sports talk. The Sports Drive with Chad Brilliante.
Some athletes don't want to be given... nobody does. Now, look, when you play with your pops as it gets older, one of the most embarrassing things... My daughter's 3. I just slam it right in her face right at the play school hoop. Like right there. Like I'm Zion Williamson.
The games, the players, the fans. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. We do sports, and that's all we do. We're your hometown sports station. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Magic in me. Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold. Everybody knows I got the magic in me. When I hit the floor, the girls come snapping at me.
back. Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola. Better have the magic in you. That better be what it is. That's something else in you.
Don't you worry about it.
Get you out of there right there. I got that magic in me. Some people do that. It's called a 32 ouncer right now at home. That's a lot of people taking some
good
time.
Handle.
Get old. Looking right now at the size coming back from each break is there's plenty of stuff. We've got stuff in front of you. Cowboys reach a 1-year deal with tight end Blake Bell. Things like this that you go, but just the sigh of knowing what's happening. I will have to say though, let's get into some March Madness brackets. Are you ready? Like just for the fun of it, go down this memory lane. I got a good one for you. Got a ditty for you right here. So we're gonna go ahead and decide, and you can go ahead and call in and weigh on this yourself if you want to weigh in on one of these topics. But today, based on some of the craziness we're dealing with right now going on in sports, we're going to come down where everybody gets the Sweet 16. I don't have time for 64 to fill this out and take too long. So our Sweet 16 matchup today is going to be taking a look here at the most ridiculous things. I thought this topic was a good way to kick it off. The most ridiculous things that have happened in sports or to sports athletes. Are you ready? Let's make this roll. Number one, the 1 versus 16 seed, let's kick this off, was Tiger Woods getting chased down by Elin Nordgren on Turkey Day with a 7-iron, and we see a car crashing into the side of a tree, versus the number 16 seed, which is Josh Shaw, which we know for his gambling problems, but even a more ridiculous story, when he was at USC, he jumped from a 2-story building and ended up breaking both of his ankles. Now, he was able to still get in there, and his story was he jumped over, still was able, with broken ankles, to maneuver to a pool where he saved his 8-year-old nephew from drowning and brought him back. He was looked at as a hero. He was clapped and applauded until everybody realized it was a complete garbage, fraudulent story. This guy was a scumbag from day one. And Josh Shaw then went on to bet on he didn't even pull the Pete Rose. He bet on against his team at halftime, sitting at home.
Smart move, though.
He was on the Arizona car. He was on the Arizona car. Not from his wallet size. It was a smart move. But this guy has obviously not made the right choice when it comes to this guy would be the worst guy in one of those like pyramid shows. You know, the ones where you have to like on the press your luck. You hit the button, Josh. What do you go? Dog crap. Be like, oh, get him off the stage, dude. Like he obviously makes terrible decisions right there when it comes down to it, because he seems to have a trend going here. So 1 versus 16, Tiger Woods chased down by Elin versus Josh Shaw.
I don't feel
jumping
like Josh
out of
Shaw
a building.
should be a 16 though.
You know what? Just because of the name recognition, this is just like it's like anything. It's the name. That story is ridiculous. He was like the keys to the city kind of thing for saving this kid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's golly. And then
I think he was the actual story was he was partying in a club in L.A. and he slipped in a caution area and fell down a couple stairs and broke his ankles. So he was trying to keep himself from getting really in trouble.
The betting goes on. Is that betting story along with the 16? Like is that just addition, or is this the story?
You can add on. You could do a 1 versus 16 matchup. Tiger Woods will be making another cameo. Tiger Woods will make another cameo in this. So
okay, then I really want to go 16,
right.
and because of the deal that the betting that just sets it over the edge.
All right, Josh Shaw moving on as a 16. I'll let you make the decisions since I came up with these, and I'll give my 2-piece, but you can go ahead and be our Joe Lenardi bracketologist on the most ridiculous things that have happened in sports. Well, our 8 versus 9 to see who's moving on to take on Mr. Josh Shaw, who has plenty of time even before that because he was kicked out of the NFL. Wade Boggs, his 56 beers on a road trip, but it gets better. One of those trips coming back from California, he was in his room. At that point, the stars got their rooms. Him, guys like Mike Greenwell, I'm sure they had their own room. Carlton Fisks of the world. And he went on to try to put on his cowboy boots to go out after the game. He tripped on his cowboy boots, trying to get them on. It's not easy. A lot of laces. Laces up, Dan. You got to put them on. He fell, and he ended up twisting his ankle and was out for another 2 weeks, on top of his 56 beers coming back from the trip. Verse number 9 seed. Now this one, a story that you enjoyed. Bob Kraft, his slippery time in Miami. 8 versus 9 here. Moving on.
I mean, the 56 beers is impressive. You know that.
The other one's not as so impressive as
Bob Kraft, though. That whole ordeal. It's just like, I'm sorry, he is exactly the guy.
So you're going Kraft macaroni and sleaze?
He looks like the guy that would happen to, so I'm going to go with that.
All right, Kraft macaroni and sleaze is moving on. All right, now, so we've got so far the 2 upsets right there. The 16 and the 9 are moving on. In our 4 versus 13 matchup, Glenn Allen Hill was known for a couple big hits when he was out in Wrigley Field. But one time, he had a very bad dream. We all have. Don't take too much melatonin. That's not a good thing. But when it comes to his dream, he didn't like spiders, as many people don't. If you're like, I really like spiders, you're probably not getting a date. On Tinder, if you put, like, I like spiders, you're probably going to get swept whatever way is.
You're going to get that.
And you're swept off the board.
Anybody that says yes, you need to look out for.
Hi, I'm 6'2", 220, no body fat. I've got a job as a Fortune 500 member. I've actually played 4 sports. Ladies think I look pretty good. I don't even have to go to the tanning bed. I just have a natural tan. People compare me to Cristiano Ronaldo. And I like spiders. Like, everybody's like, get this guy out of here. Go with the chubby bald guy instead on there. You're done. Done with that after that. So, all right. Glenn Allen Hill woke up from a dream, ran down the stairwell. This looks like a Will Ferrell movie. And ran directly into a glass table, shattering into pieces, where 2 of them slit part of his body. And he was out for up to 2 months in baseball, running through a table after having a dream about a spider. Not a real spider. Not a real spider. Talking about a dream of a spider. Going up against Jameis Winston's crab leg saga at Publix.
Oh, man. So, I share his fear of spiders. I've had a spider dream where I woke up and I had slapped the wall so hard that I had actually broke my pinky.
Okay.
Yeah, this was in college. Yeah. I guess melatonin was involved. I'm not really sure. Not willing to disclose that. And that's crazy to think about running down the stairs. Running down the stairs like that, too. Can't imagine going downstairs, but regardless, Jameis Winston, that score's more recent to me. I just remembering that, like, he stole crab legs. Like, what is going on? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go the spiders. The fact that he had a dream like that. It was scary enough. He made it down the stairs, and then he ran into it. That's when it happened. When he got to the bottom. I'm gonna go with spiders.
All right, so spiders moving on. One of the favorites. That one has a good chance of winning this one. Overall, number 5 seed versus the 14 seed. As we continue, what the blank just happened in sports moments is sort of fits what's been going on the last couple months. Well, right now, looking at we have number 5 seed Marty Cordova was known. He was a pretty good third baseman out there, played for some good teams. But Marty Cordova, in a game where it's played outside, and the guy already was Spanish, had good skin tone. He was okay. Decided to go to a tanning bed, which, whatever. Makes a lot of money. Wanted to go out there. He looked like a Rico Suave, do his thing. The problem was Marty fell asleep in that tanning bed and got second-degree burns on the side of his face. And so not only, and this is not funny, but he actually ended up missing, I believe it was 2 weeks, they said. I want to confirm right here. Yeah, 2 weeks of games, and also had to come back to a whole entire group of baseball players. And if you've ever been in a locker room, as we both have, as baseball players, the last thing baseball players want to hear with Big League Chew and spitting out stuff on the side, getting ready with pine tar and sitting around there, beards and drinking a couple Bud Heavies. The last thing they want to do is hear about a guy that is going to miss time for their team when they're in the middle of a pennant. It was the Baltimore. That was a joke, by the way. It was the Orioles. They were,
that was a good one.
Cha-ching. No, but just miss time anyway because you burn your face on a tanning bed. That's not going to go over. Like, there's some guys in an NFL locker room that don't give you a lot of credit when you get a concussion. They're like, you know what? You need to get back out there and play. This is a little different. Nobody's going to give you any sympathy for that one.
Well, we've all had. I know you.
No, we have not had this moment.
Listen,
I thought, okay. All right.
We've all had that guy on spring break when you're playing baseball in high school that the guy comes back. Because you get that little bit of time off. Coach is like, all right, I'll give you guys today off. You have practice in the morning.
Coach,
everybody goes to the beach, especially from down here. But everybody's had that guy that comes back, or those couple guys that are starters for your team. And we all know you have an important matchup like that Friday or whatever toward the end of spring break, and that guy can't play, or he's not at his best because he's got a tremendous sunburn all over his body. Yeah, those guys are the most hated. I can't imagine in a big league locker room.
This is not going to be an easy one, though, because he is going straight up against Laramie Tunzel in the freak show at the NFL draft with a mask and a bong rip.
Give me Laramie Tunsil. That will forever live. That may win this.
I mean, I remember everybody was so confused. What is happening?
Yes, they had no
We're all
idea.
sitting here, and they were like told not to talk about it, but they kept showing it over every other network, even like a breaking news story on ABC. We interrupt Grey's Anatomy to believe, and the guy's like, blah, 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 blah. He's got the Confederate flag, like everything about that. Was like a movie, a Rob Zombie movie. And Laramie Tunsil's like a decent guy. People know him. He's like a sort of a nice dude. And he was like, I don't know what to say. And his stock, and they had him projected like number 3, and he kept dropping. and he's like writing on Twitter, but they kept ignoring. And people were like, what about Tunsil? And they're like, if you've seen this video of a guy in an Agent Orange looking mask, and going like, well, yeah. It looked a lot worse than it was. If it was like a Cheech and Chong movie, it would have been like, all right, you know what? It's college, people. That looked ridiculous for any. It even looked ridiculous for what's happening now. And you and I did a show with masks on. So, I mean, that's.
No, thank
you. So Tunsil's moving on from that?
Yes.
Sorry, Marty. Your face burned in a tanning bed will be forgotten.
They not have. That's
Tunsil's moving.
All of them have timers now.
So. Tunsil is moving on. We're going to go ahead and move on from that. We'll do one more before we continue our Sweet 16s and what the H just happened in the world of sports. Our number 6 is Joel Zumaya was a pretty decent closer, and he also, I guess, liked to play the guitar. The problem was you can't always travel with a guitar on the road. You can with a video game, and he did play Guitar Hero. Now, when he played Guitar Hero, he played it a lot. He played it a lot during the offseason to a point where he had a contract worth $21 million that he lost based on that he got carpal tunnel from playing too much Guitar Hero.
Been there, my friend.
That's his excuse. that's what you said last time. Been there, said well, you don't even have a Wii. Where did that come from? But that was
sticking to my story.
Either way, Joel Zumaya to miss a season off of this. If you want to look the other path, if that's his excuse, it might be even worse. He might win, but I don't want to. Let's go with Guitar Hero for everybody's sake here. Joel Zumaya, Guitar Hero, versus Barrett Robbins, waking up in Tijuana during the Super Bowl. And where's our starting Pro Bowl guard? And he's down there taking shots and freaked out down in Tijuana when the game was supposed to be played, and they didn't know where to find him.
Yes, that's the winner there.
I know he dealt with some stress, but still. He also played a 16-game season, was a Pro Bowler. And right before the big game, he's in Tijuana getting all drunk. Like
MIA.
Tijuana cockfights. He's got chickens out there he's betting on, and they're like, dude, it's game time. He's like, your offensive tackle. It's like a movie, right? A movie. Where's Chip? He's down there at a Tijuana cockfight, and you have the Super Bowl going on national TV. They give you 2 weeks to prepare for it these days. 2 weeks. That one wins. I think that one. Sure. That one might win it all. I was going to say. Sorry, Joel Zumaya. Whatever you did with your hand.
That is interesting.
Guitar Hero.
That's a tough one because he missed an entire
He's a piece of guitar. That's another one. What's worse, missing 2 weeks with the tanning bed or missing the whole season for Guitar Hero?
The whole season.
That's pretty embarrassing. He was their closer, too. He's a closer.
$21 million.
Can't come in, but I can give you an F chord. Like, what is going on here? All right, moving on here to the 3 versus 14, making another cameo here. This one's all about more of the stupidity of people betting on sports, or not on sports, but outside of the actual athletes. Tiger Woods, during the U.S. Open, had an apple core, and he threw the apple core to the side, and some guy ran and picked it up. Now, they picked it up and got his DNA and put it on eBay.
Oh, boy.
Now, somebody on PTI, they talked about it, Kornheiser and Wilbon, and I remember watching this live. I always watch PTI and Around the Horn when I got home from school. And I would watch this, and I remember watching it, and right when that happened, people started to bid on it. People have a lot of time, and they have money. So the bids got up to $21,000. Somebody paid for a Tiger Woods apple that was already eaten. You don't even get the Granny Smith juicy taste. Still be disgusting and a ripoff. But he threw it, and you got the DNA of Tiger Woods. For that money, you probably could have hired somebody to, find when he was leaving his house and bump into him on the street to a point, or grab or watch him drink something out of his, drink and go take that straw and act like you're the busboy for $22,000. This guy didn't want to play games, though.
This is how we found out he had 70,000 kids.
This is what happened. This is how Elin got back to Elin. That he had 15 different things going on. This guy, they got the apple core. Maybe it was her that bought it.
I'm telling you.
She got 200, I think it's $700 million from this. Maybe that's how she got it. That's all part of it. Now that would win. If that was the story, she bought the apple core to get back to him on that. to find out how many kids.
What an investment.
Oh, my gosh. That would be
what a return on
what a
your
Lifetime
investment.
movie right there. Tiger King, move over. We're talking about on that one right there. All right, so Tiger Woods making another appearance at 3 versus, drumroll, Nolan Ryan. Tough on people, attacked by a coyote, taking out the trash and missed a month.
Can I go with Tiger with the assumption of what we just said?
Whoever gets number 1, though, always gets a long soliloquy, and then it's just straight to the point. Nolan Ryan, tough on Advil. He was attacked by a coyote, and he was bit by that's severe. You got to check for rabies, too. But he missed a month of games based on that.
Just because I can't go with my assumption, I'm going to
I'd be worried about coyotes.
Telling you, they're tough. They come in packs, too. Telling you, growing up in the North End, when you hear them start howling.
Las Vegas, there was one always stared me down right in the hill.
That's a different.
We had a gate, but I was like, come on, bring it.
Leaving that alone.
If that gate wasn't in the way, I wouldn't be talking to that coyote. Shouldn't talk to a coyote anyway.
I think you were taking something.
Yeah, peyote.
Coyote.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
That's exactly what it was.
Does a coyote start with a P? I remember. But
speaking of coyotes, the one beside you.
That's right. It's right next to us at all times. Good point. For him, it's gonna be really ticked. Out of respect, Nolan Ryan.
Yep.
Let's go, Nolan Ryan.
Yep.
Tiger Woods, just like his late night dating life, 0 for 2 now. Number 7 versus number 10 as we continue this first round of the What the H Just Happened in Sports for our March Madness. This is truly March Madness. This is not going to be easy. Mike Tyson bit off the ear of Evander Holyfield in the ring versus Robert Swift, who was a top 5 pick by the Seattle Supersonics back in the day. But after his career went a little south, was running a meth lab out of a house with 15 people and had a whole entire SWAT at his house as he had a grenade launcher at the door. This is going to be a tough one. From the number 5 pick by the Supers. Look what you did to people, Seattle Supersonics. Look at that. Grenade launcher running a meth lab as a former 7-foot center versus Mike Tyson biting off.
Bit somebody's ear.
This is not an easy one either right here. You can't really go wrong with any of these. Right?
I mean, I get it. You know, it's insane. The grenade launcher is the additional effect here where you look.
He was my underdog when I was making this bracket. I think he's the underdog to win in this case.
It's hard for me to choose him though, just because a guy bit a guy's ear off, like
in the ring.
Just literally,
yeah, that's it.
And when you go back, if you watch the videos of this happening, even it's happening, and you still sit back and go, "What? There's no way that just happened." Oh, I don't know. I'm going to deflect this to you.
I'm going to go with the grenade. If this was a bigger name, like if this was, just because he's in Tampa now, we'll use him as an example. If this was Tom Brady, though, he had a meth lab ring of like 15 people, and look, Tampa's not too far away from Polk County. The Hooters in over there. I know it's a meth lab capital of the world. Not that I do know, but I've watched the news. But I will say that
that's where that package at your door came from.
Yeah. That's right.
You said, don't you touch that.
You've been having a lot of headaches, right? Lately, I've been seeing you with a lot of BC powder the last couple of days. But when it comes down to
about my goodies powder,
that's every day at like 3. But when it comes down to this one, I'm going to go with Robert Swift. Robert Swift's going to move on. This last one's going to be a little tough, as when it comes down to John Smoltzy, great pitcher, but one thing we don't condone is we've maybe thought of these things to try to hurry up, but he tried to iron his shirt while he was wearing it. Not a good idea. He ends up hurting himself as expected and missed at least only one start. He's a tough guy. So Smoltzy was able to get back. But Smoltz he's on TBS. He's one of the guys we love. Smoltzy's from day one. He was a closer. He was a starter. He was always part of something great. He is the man. But you should not ever, regardless of Wade Boggs, you shouldn't try to iron a shirt you're wearing. It got to him. But he's going up against a guy who was able to convince somebody that he had trapped the ghost of Bobby Jones in his basement and was able to sell it online because he was haunting his house. But if he got out of the house, his spirits had told him that he would teach the other guy, whoever bought him, tips in golf. Tips in golf. This guy said, I need to get this ghost out of my house, but if you get Bobby Jones, the ghost of Bobby Jones, it was just a mason jar, but it had the ghost of Bobby Jones, according to this report, and he sold it for $1,500. Some guy bought it.
Did the guy get tips? Did the guy ever say?
The guy needs some tips. I think.
That guy would believe there was tips in there.
John Smoltz trying to iron his shirt versus the ghost of Bobby Jones getting sold. The ghost has to move on. And give me that guy for sales. Jeff Waynes, if you're out there listening, if anybody out there, Rick, any of the guys out, get this guy right now, the ghost of Bobby Jones, because he convinced somebody to buy a mason jar for $1,500.
Genius.
This guy People have said I have creative ideas. This guy, you can't compete with that. No. I've never sold a ghost.
He got the deal done.
I've never sold a ghost.
Forget about it.
Forget about that. Forget about that. That's where we're going to go to break. We're coming back for more Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola, Blab TV.
What would you give for our babies? What would it take for you to show them how much they're worth? Did you know that thousands of premature babies die every year as a result of not getting their full 9 months? Hi, I'm Heather Headley. Join me in the March of Dimes in the fight to reduce premature births in our communities. Visit marchofdimes.com today. Saving our babies. There's nothing more worth it in the world.
Football season never ends on Talk Football with Coach K.
Stidham is tearing it up at New England. He may well be the incumbent to Tom Brady there.
Former head coach of the Buffalo Bills, Coach K brings his expertise as he breaks down the game, the players, the coaches, and the front office. Plus, high-profile interviews from the biggest names in football. Talk Football with Coach K every weekday from noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1.
When working at a growing business, you wear many hats. The new business hat, the buying toner for the copy machine hat, the sifting through tons of resumes hat. You can throw away that last hat thanks to Indeed.com. When posting your job, Indeed lets you add screener questions that give you a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates. So go ahead, dust off that extra long lunch hat. Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
Welcome to Bo! Okay, hi, what are we doing today?
I need something that screams something fun. Nothing too on the face, nothing too off the face, but also totally hot.
So I have the perfect thing. It's the most food mullet. You're totally business in the front, but tailgate in the back. It's a fat party. People are having fun. You know, snap. All your friends are going to be like, whoa, awesome setup. Everyone else is going to be all jelly, okay?
Just like a killer mullet, Moe's Catering will turn the back of your ride into a tailgate party that's sure to turn some heads. Just order ahead and pick it up on your way.
Moe's Southwest Grill, now open in Pace on Highway 90 next to Publix grocery store.
Welcome to Bo! Okay, hi, what are we doing today?
I need something that screams something fun. Nothing too on the face, nothing too off the face, but also totally hot.
So I have the perfect thing. It's the most food mullet. You're totally business in the front, but tailgate in the back. It's a fat party. People are having fun. You know, snap. All your friends are going to be like, whoa, awesome setup. Everyone else is going to be all jelly, okay?
Just like a killer mullet, Moe's Catering will turn the back of your ride into a tailgate party that's sure to turn some heads. Just order ahead and pick it up on your way.
Moe's Southwest Grill, now open in Pace on Highway 90 next to Publix grocery store.
For your ESPN Pensacola Ridiculous Stats, I'm JP. Among Ted Williams' many records, he set a student gunnery record as a World War II pilot. The test emphasized reflexes, coordination, and visual reaction time and still stood as of 2002. There have been 3 Olympic Games held in countries that no longer exist. Only 72 players in NBA history have attempted more free throws in their careers than the over 5,300 Shaquille O'Neal missed. Sorry, Big Diesel. These are your ESPN Pensacola Ridiculous Stats. I'm JP.
You can watch Chad on the Sports Drive live right now on our YouTube channel at ESPN Pensacola 1330.
If you need me, call me. No matter where you are, no matter how far. Don't worry, baby. Just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough.
And welcome back, Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. We've got our Clorox, our hand sanitizer, but we're here with you each and every day. Folks back at Blab TV downtown doing a great job as well. Thanks to everybody out there. I want to thank everybody out there, police, firefighters, first responders, all of our hospitals, all of the people out there still working the lines, that National Guard that is coming in, everybody that is doing extra now and making it happen. You give them the shaka, is that what we do?
Right on.
Shaka, bro. They're watching the OJ 6-part. First off, I want to make it clear to everybody out there, like, we don't need 6 episodes to know O.J. Simpson was not a good person at all. But there's been some bad. They're really trying to pile the dirt. You know, like stories, like if you hate Trump or you hated Obama, like no matter what they do, you would add to that. Like he's at a thing, you're like, it's like a grilled cheese. Yeah, just go with the whole wheat. Who gets whole wheat on? grilled cheese, you got Texas toast, you got like, this guy's an idiot. Like, you're like,
Texas
okay, you know what,
toast.
calm down. Guy's trying to cut some calories. Probably not, but you know, let's be clear. Some people, no matter what they do, you already hate them, and it's not going to make a difference. But OJ in this video, now that it's been written, I'm watching some of the stuff, and it's like they have a whole group of people on there like, OJ Simpson, I played golf with him at Pebble Beach, and I saw him teeing the ball up in the rough. You don't do that at Pebble. You just don't do that. And you're like, okay, the guy cheated at golf. So we're locking people up. The correlation between cheating at golf and murdering people, I don't know the scientific proof on that. It shows that you're already thinking of stuff and you're not an honest person. But I've moved the ball out of, I didn't want to walk back to the tee.
So you're a murderer. Apparently to some of these people.
I killed a cockroach today. I was trying to get in my house. So, I mean, in a way.
Let Peter find out.
No, I will tell them I killed a cockroach. If cockroaches come to my house, I'll take care of them.
Tell you don't touch honeybees.
He was a Titans fan. I'm not just joking. But those filthy cockroaches. But I have to say, you know, for the people out there, we don't need 6 episodes to see this. But people are watching. They have time. I've been watching. And the Tiger King. This Tiger King's got my attention right now. That is worth watching. I will tell that. More sports fans today have been able to tune in to other things going on because the games are not on. I mean, like college basketball, you get that 7 o'clock game or the 6 o'clock game that we'd watch the first half here, and then we would get also the 8 o'clock game. And then if you're lucky, you get Bill Walton in one of those games like Colorado on that, you know.
I tell you what, we'll take Bill Walton now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. Bill Walton should be the one.
Just his voice in general.
I don't know right now who actually has this coronavirus, but what I will say is there are things happening with my brain I can't explain. I'm seeing eagles flying over the desert right now, and I can't tell you, but in 73, when we were all sitting there at the Grateful Dead concert, I think we had a lot of things, but I don't remember. You're like, all right, thanks, Bill. Thanks, Bill, for that one. We need Bill back. Talking nothing.
Can't believe we're saying that, but we are now.
We do. It's 81-81 right now in overtime, and UCLA's got a chance. They need this game right now. Mick Cronin's team's really come around. If they can find a way to win this, they'll get into the tournament. Bill, what do you think? We're doing a thing right now with puppy dogs. If you have one of those little dogs, the Shih Tzus, if you can let me know, I'll come to your house right now on a bicycle. One of those dual bicycles with my friend Chip Goggles. He's over there right in the beautiful bay in the City of Champions, and you're like, what in the? But that really is where the broadcast goes.
I feel like I've
he
heard
did not
that
like he did not like when they broke in the middle of it and started to attack him. Did not like it at all when they had a couple people doing that. Wasn't a fan. Wasn't a fan. Looking right now, Dak Prescott apparently, it's back on the table.
Yeah, they're talking again.
Yep, back on the table right there. Jerry Jones table? Is it like look like a Game of Thrones thing going on?
He has to have a throne. He has to. Does he not? I mean, does he? He probably has the crown and everything. I mean, I would.
Do you think he sits at dinner with the crown?
Yes.
How many people? And where is? A good question was brought up today. Where is LeBron James during all this? Isn't he king?
Quarantined.
Isn't he a king though?
I guess.
You need a king to make tough decisions at this point. I've not seen him on the news.
He said, "No, not for this, not for this. I'm not."
I haven't seen the Burger King. I haven't seen a lot of these people that claim to be
the Burger King's
royalty.
been out there.
Queen Latifah, nowhere to be found. Just saying, some of these people need to step up and make tough decisions.
Everybody wanted to talk until this happened, and now everybody's went into hiding. Nobody wants to make the decision on this.
The band Queen, I haven't seen any of this. People need to step up.
Can I say that I'm getting to the point where I want to hear even more from Booger McFarland? Like I would take Booger now.
Should we have a Booger McFarland 24/7? Him breaking down what he sees in the news with this?
Yes.
Well, right now what you're seeing is people are getting it. Some people aren't. Some are going to spring break. But what I really see in this is, if you get it, you're going to be in trouble. You got to go get quarantined. If you don't, just go hang out with your family. Do things.
I actually think that made too much sense for him. But yes.
That's true.
There was too much involved in that. It's got to be quick.
When he's up on his rafter thing, he's safe up there. It's like the guy that thought he was safe in Jurassic Park when he was up there looking at the T-Rex. It's
shameful, but we may, of course, this year I don't care anymore. I think you were right. You made a point earlier. We the things that we
did I make a point
about?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You made one. Just one though.
Yeah.
But the things we complained about, now we would love to have them back. Like we wouldn't second guess it. Like Booger on Monday Night Football, yes, bring him on. Bring on Booger and just Booger and Jason Witten. We'll take them back again. Who cares? Let's do it.
One thing that even Booger McFarland couldn't break down for me, throwback jerseys could be getting an assist as early as 2021. They talked about this. But the NFL is considering changing its helmet rule based on this throwback. They're going with alternate chin straps.
There you go.
Imagine the people that really want to get to the serious brass tacks in these meetings,
Ooh,
and they're
watch your mouth.
And they're having to sit through this. Imagine, look, Coach K, football, X's and O's, we've both done it. He's a coach, an offensive
guy,
guy,
the helmet,
quarterback.
by the way. Did you know that?
Yeah, he did. He changed that rule. No,
Coach K was on it.
That changed. Well, because I don't blame him for that. Everybody you had everybody in the division. He said the Jets at the time, the Bills, and also the Patriots all had white helmets.
White helmets. Yeah.
So everybody going back, and it starts snowing with those white helmets. You don't know where you're throwing. But
they didn't know where they were throwing.
Listen, the Dolphins were the ones that had always the different color going. They did white too, though. But it comes down, so then if you're playing, you can't have two teams with white helmets. He's the one that changed that rule. But when it came down to these jerseys, imagine someone like him sitting in that room and like, okay, everybody, it's on the table. We'll get to the 17-game schedule, the possibility of 14 teams in the playoffs. But let's talk about the chin straps for the alternate designs of the uniforms. Coach?
Now, there was that one
He's
guy.
Getting up.
There was that one guy that literally they put him in charge.
Yeah, Ricky Chinstrap.
And he begged and begged and begged, and they were like, you know what? Yeah, all right. Well,
can we move on?
What do you got to say, Ricky? What's going on right now? And then that's when Ricky chimed in.
This does not seem.
Ricky gets the last laugh here.
This is what it's happening. We've gone down some paths in the last couple of weeks on this show without sports, but this one right here, that the NFL took money and time out of the league and to talk about chin straps.
Remember, Tom Brady's going to have new jerseys this year.
The jerseys, considering changing their helmet rule based on chin straps.
Creamsicles are coming back.
Are they really?
That's the rumor is that Tampa Bay is going to bring. That could be possibly their new uniform.
When they asked Vinny Testaverde about that, he said, beats me. I couldn't see anyway.
That's true.
He's colorblind. He didn't know what
gray.
it was. He was like, well, I thought we were
Those
green all
gray
these years. I thought the Jets were purple when we played. We're coming back for more. Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, and that was rude.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Just felt there's a huge need in Pensacola to bring foot and ankle services, specifically orthopedic foot and ankle services, to this area. There's so much growth in Pensacola. I wanted a freestanding orthopedic foot and ankle center to do this, and as far as I can tell, this is the only one really in the country that's freestanding. Most orthopedic surgeons are part of a multi-specialty group. So we offer on-site x-rays, on-site CT scan, and on-site MRI. They can come to one place.
Visit NielsenOrthopedics.com to reserve your appointment today.
Hear ye, hear ye. I bringeth thee a message from... a message from the king and his new trumpeter, Stephen. The king wishes me to convey his favor to thine team and thine tailgate. Not yet. He invites thee to let the Bud Light flow forth. And he also wishes me to tell thee that he toasts thee. Waiteth until the end, Stephen! With game day's favorite light lager and the slogan of his kingdom... Oh, dilly dilly.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri.
JP here. At ESPN Pensacola, we are hometown proud. Like the greatest pound-for-pound boxer of all time, Roy Jones Jr.
Three-time light heavyweight world champion and former heavyweight champion of the world, future Hall of Fame legend, Roy Jones Jr.
What up? This your boy Roy Jones Jr. and you're listening to ESPN Pensacola.
First take, your take. with Jason Fitz.
Remember, it's not that long ago the 76ers over-exceeded expectations in the playoffs, right? So suddenly it became they are the future and the future is now. Trust the process became this thing that works. Now they've hit a wall. And it's staggering to me to hear Embiid talk about he doesn't know if he's getting the ball. And Horford to say, we've got issues in the locker room, but we'll keep that private. Guess what? You just made them public.
1 to 2 weekday afternoons on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Like all of us, small businesses are being affected and impacted by these uncertain times. But we will get through this together. When you can, please try to support your local restaurants, bars, or any other establishments that are still open for carry-out or delivery. The following businesses continue to serve their communities and customers by remaining open, and they need your support.
Moe's Southwest Grill, open for pickup and delivery.
Talk football every day with Pensacola's own Coach K.
Credit a great performance by Garoppolo. And I love the way he throws the football. He's got all the things going for him.
Every weekday, noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1.
The teams, the games, the fans, the local talk. This is ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
And welcome back, Sports Drive with you, ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast each and every day here on Blab TV. Replayed midnight to 2 a.m. It's been a tough couple weeks. It's only going to be tougher at this point. I think a lot of people have come around. Looking downtown at a lot of places, there's nothing open. With the media, we still have to come to work each and every day, and it is something where we understand that it's a risk for anybody to be out. But myself and JP think we feel pretty good at our age. I know Aisha back there doing a great job as she's doing a great job producing today on the show at Blab TV. But it's for younger generation, it's not as scary, but it's still scary because we know we have to go through and talk to people or try not to. But there's people that are still showing up or out there and doing things, and just be careful. Just at this point, there's nothing I could say, and you're not tuning into us to get the news. I hope not. I hope you're not tuning into some of the other stations, too, to get the news based on what I've read. Or that guy thinks that this is still all a hoax. But Karl Anthony Towns revealed his mom was in a medically induced coma and urged people for public safety. So, our thoughts go out to her. I don't know the background. There could be more from a medical standpoint. We don't know. Whatever it is, though, at this point, just praying for him and his family.
Absolutely. That's all we can do at this point.
That's all we can do at this point. Well, at this point, if you're looking for something to watch tonight in sports, that's not happening. Replays of games. But my advice, Tiger King on Netflix, if you have it, is sweet. And the OJ is going to now, it seems like he's taken over his own. The juice is back. He's not loose. I think he is actually again. But that's happening. JP, have a great rest of your day. For all of us here at ESPN and Blab TV, have a great rest of your day. Be safe. Stay quarantined. Keep ordering local food. Enjoy that. And as always, God bless. We'll be back tomorrow. All right, it's 6:58 out there, and here's time for your headlines. In the world of sports without sports, Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys backtabling the contract, talking about making it at this point one of the biggest contracts in NFL history, as the discussions had already gone through, but now they have plenty of time to figure it out. Bruce Arians, Brady still excels at deep balls. Well, probably need to add a little to that, just for everybody's sake, not just sports fans, but he means he's good at throwing over the top. Helmet rule change could usher retro 2021 uniforms. For the people that don't know, last year for the safety protocol, they went with one helmet. Every team was allowed one helmet for their players. Now, because of that, they weren't able to get some of the throwbacks, the Killer Bees or the Pat the Patriot there on the side of the old New England Patriot ones. Now, they can go with another helmet. Is this big news? Probably not, but we like throwback uniforms. I think they're cool. The NHL has postponed their draft at this point, so there will be no NHL draft at this point, and the scouting combine and awards. And also, Medical World has started to get some support from the Stars, as over $1 billion in GoFundMe pages have already surfaced in the United States and in Europe.
This is ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM and 99.1 FM, the only local station that talks sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From Gullick and Wingo to the Sports Drive with Chad Brillante. Plus talk football with Coach K at noon.